Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome. This webinar is on the air. It says it's live. I hope you can all see me and hear me. And as many of you know, Bill, Chris, Rick, welcome aboard. Glad you're here. Laura was the first one to show up, so I put her to work. She's going to stay on this side and try to make sure that I'm honest and that you can see me and hear me. And I'm assuming that you can see and hear in the chat. Anybody in the chat who, if you're having any trouble, let me know. If you can't hear me, let me know. And yeah, we're going to get going here right away. Before I launch into PowerPoint, let me just say this. My intention is not, this isn't a teaching webinar in the sense that this is all theoretical. We're going to do an hour PowerPoint presentation, and that's the end of it. This is a working roll up your sleeves and let's go to work webinar, and we're going to do this at least every week for the time being, and you're welcome to come and go as you please. But my intention is to help each and every one of you learn how to mine Facebook, in particular right now, starting with Facebook, and we'll probably dig into Twitter at some point, and perhaps other things, but how to get leads on social media. So that's what it's really all about. And what I hope is that at the end of tonight, I hope you're going to go sit down on your computer and you're going to try out some of these things that we talk about, and come on back next week and let me know how you do. And I can tell you this stuff is actually working. Somebody new just popped on. Who popped on? Larry. Good evening, Larry. The stuff is working, and I can show you that. So let me go ahead and do a screen share and start that and present to everyone. And now, Laura, you're in charge. You got to tell me that everybody can see. You can see my screen, and I'm assuming that everybody can hear me. So you can see the PowerPoint and you can hear me, Laura.
Yep, we can hear you. Nobody has said they haven't been able to hear you, but I can hear you and see the screen fine.
Okay, cool. If we get any echo, you might want to just go ahead and mute your microphone. And then when you need to talk, you can unmute it. Remember, if you start to talk to me with your microphone muted, I can't see you to tell you to go ahead and unmute your microphone. So anyhow, I called this Digging for Gold because that's what we're going to do. We're going to dig for gold. You know, and here's the, and by the way, every week we're going to have a little bit of PowerPoint, not a lot, but we're going to cover a few principles every week. We're not going to bore ourselves with theory. We're going to dig in, roll up our sleeves, and go to work. But, you know, there's a lot of people who teach Facebook prospecting, and I put a short list up there of some of the people that have taught Facebook easy for me to say, prospecting. Now, there are also people that say, oh, Facebook prospecting, that's a waste of time. You're going to spend a lot of time, and they advocate paid advertising. We are not focusing on paid advertising in this workshop, at least not now. Maybe sometime in the future we'll do some paid advertising. Right now, we're looking at how we can go out to Facebook and find leads for free. Now, the people that advocate paid advertising are going to tell you there's no such thing as free. You either pay with your time or you pay with your wallet. Well, that's right. It takes a little time to do the free stuff. But I'm going to tell you, in the beginning, this is, I humbly believe in the beginning, for most people, this is the right way to start and build up a little bit of a clientele and get going before you try to launch into paid advertising, because paid advertising in and of itself has a lot of pitfalls. It's possible to throw a lot of money at Facebook and not get very much in return. But it's also possible to throw a lot of time and not get much in return. So hopefully we're going to cut some of those corners. So these people teach various techniques. Some of you have seen them, some of you know them, some of you may not, I don't know. But you know, there's the green dots, there's 5-5-5 method, there's posting in groups, mining pages, responding to likes and comments, handling friend requests, Facebook search functions. There's a couple of things that I'm not going to cover. We're not going to spend a lot of time posting in groups, at least tonight and for the next couple or 3 weeks. Posting in groups is a strategy that, first off, to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't found it to be all that incredibly effective. Secondly, as some of you know, posting in groups is a way that you can get yourself in trouble with Facebook and get yourself tossed into Facebook jail if you're not careful with it. So I'm not going to go on record here tonight saying, oh, go join 50 to 100 groups and start posting them in them every day. We may look at posting in groups at some point in the future. For tonight, we're not going to do that. So we're not going to cover all of these techniques, and we're certainly not going to cover all of them in any one night. But we're not going to only just cover them. We're going to do them. So carrying on. A few of the resources we're going to use tonight, just to give you a list. Success Magazine. Obviously, people that are looking at Success Magazine are interested in, well, they want to have success. We're going to look at Tony Robbins as a good source of people that are interested in self-help. We're going to look at Eric Worre as a source of people that are MLMers. We're going to look at Ray Higdon, again, as a source of people who are MLMers. And I'm going to tell you that you can take Ray Higdon's name and put in any name you want to put there. Put in anybody who's big in the MLM business. Put in Todd Falcone. Put in Eric. I already have Eric Worre. Put in Adam Chandler. Put in Brian Finale. Put in any name you want. People that are in MLM. We're going to look at Organic Lifestyle Magazine because that's a company or a niche that many of us are in. We're going to look at our news feed. So these are some of the things we're going to take a look at tonight. And we're going to look at strategies for how to end up meeting people and talking to them. And ultimately getting them to a point where we ask them if they'll take a look at our videos. And I'll show you that I've got a bunch of people looking at my videos, and I'll basically show you where they came from, how we got them. So let me just give you a few things. First off, people ask, and the question is always out there, should we use our personal page or should we use a profile page should we use a fan page or a business page? Quoted directly from the first Facebook rules, personal profiles are for non-commercial use and represent individual people. Now, it's okay to start building friends on your personal page. And if you're careful about this and do it in most of the ways we're going to show you tonight, you're okay using your personal page. Because we're not going to really do advertising on our personal page. We're going to meet and greet people. We're going to treat Facebook like it's a big social gathering, and we're going to wander around the gathering, and we're going to say hi to people, and we're just going to get to meet them. On the other hand, I would also encourage you, if you don't have a fan page, to go ahead and start to build one. If you need help, ask for it, and I'll help you. Posting. Most people recommend posting 3 to 5 times a day, and I'm going to recommend that you do that. Post several times a day, mix it up, put valuable content, put up videos, put up great pictures, do brainy quotes, do questions like are peanuts good for you? What do you like on your pizza? And try to get engagement. So this is some of the things that you can do on your profile page as well as on your fan page. And I think most of the people that are on this webinar are already familiar with this stuff. So I'm bouncing through it really quickly. Just wanted to bounce through it quick so that we have a video record of it, so that someone coming back and watching this video at some other time, or if you're reviewing it, you can go back and you can look at it and say, what did he say? How many times did he say I should post? 5 times a day? My God, where do I get time to do all that? Okay, I understand. We're all busy. So, and of course, follow up. Anybody who comments on a post of yours, follow up with them. Go to their page, comment on their stuff, and I'm going to show you some of this. We're going to do some of it. And leave meaningful comments. Get to know the people, and meaningful comments are not high-grade posts. Go back and give them a comment that makes sense. Ask them to like your fan page if you're working from a fan page. And again, I'm going to show you some of this as we go through tonight. So I want to sort of move through these few slides quickly, and we'll just bounce on over to Facebook, and we'll start prospecting. So let me remind you, first and foremost, Diane Hoffman gave a presentation 2 years ago at Live the Dream, and it was entitled, I Have the Cookie, for any of you who may have been there. And at first I didn't understand her presentation, but now I really do. You have the cookie. You have the chocolate chip cookie. Don't give it away. And what's the chocolate chip cookie? It's your link. You don't give your link away. You don't post it. You don't message it. You don't send it. You don't advertise it. You do not give your link away until you have got somebody who says, yes, I want to see your link. If you give your link away, all you're doing is sending people to Google. You're not connecting with them. So, a lot of people, we see a lot of people spamming links all over the place. And there's lots of work groups, work from home moms, work from home, whatever, where there's nothing but, it's nothing but a spam fest. Link after link after link after link. No one's buying anything. All they're doing is spamming each other. Don't do it. So remember, people do business with people. They don't join companies. They don't join BizOps. They join you. And our objective is to connect with people. So don't abuse the internet. And some of you who are on here tonight have seen these slides before. It's okay. Just a really quick review. Don't abuse the internet and social media. You wouldn't walk into a crowded bar or a party with a megaphone and start shouting about your opportunity. You don't do that on social media either. You meet, greet, and greet people. If you're at a party, you walk up to somebody and say, hi, I live nearby. Where do you live? Hi, nice tie. Oh, I like your dress. Oh, your hair looks really nice tonight. What's your name? You meet people. You don't walk up to someone who's a stranger and say, hi, let's get married. It doesn't work that way. So treat Facebook groups and all the things we're going to do, treat them like a cocktail party. You're not out there blasting your links. You're looking around to find people you're attracted to. You're very selective. You don't connect with everybody. There are some people you just don't want to connect with. You wouldn't want them on your team. And then you open a conversation with them and get to know them a little bit. And depending on who you listen to in the list of people that I mentioned earlier that train on this stuff, some people are more aggressive than others. You're going to have to find your own sweet spot. I can't tell you exactly what's the best way for you. I can give you some hints and ideas, and I can even tell you some people what they do, and et cetera. So we'll look at that. But again, I want to we're going to do a lot of following people. We want to, when possible, we want to follow someone for a while and see if they follow back. What we want to do is attract people to us. We don't want to chase them. We want them to come to us. And again, we're going to start. This is exactly what we're going to start to do in a few minutes. So sometimes you get a follow or even a friend request right away. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you got to poke them again. So we go out and we find people that look like they are interesting, that we might want to talk to. And then we find a way to get their attention and have them come take a look at us. And some will, some won't. So what next? Because not everyone's going to respond. You're going to find out that if every 10 people you meet, greet, or so, you know, 1 or 2 are going to respond back, maybe 3. The numbers are not 100%, but that's okay. The ones that respond back are the ones that you want to follow up with. And I do have a follow-up sheet, which you're welcome to have a copy of. And we need to talk about groups. What I do is when I get somebody to a point where I'm really talking to them, I put their name on a list, and this is what works for me. It may not be the same for you. I don't want to start a new group at this time. We have the Lunch with Len group and we have Len's Asante team group. We have both of those groups, and we can work out of those groups. I can post things like this in those groups, and so that you can access them easily. We all have enough groups to belong to. We don't need a new group for this thing right now, at least. I hope you will agree with that. So, all right, let me come back to that at the end. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead. Your homework tonight. We might as well just do this, and then we probably won't get back to it. So your homework after tonight is to go connect with at least 10 new people every day. And you're going to find that if you do this, and consistency is the name of the game. If you do this consistently, you're going to find that you begin to get people to your links and to your videos or to whatever you're sending them to, and you will begin to get people coming into your business. If you talk to the top earners in the industry, most of them over a sustained period of time. And when I say top earners, I mean, I'm thinking, for example, of Todd Falcones and the Ray Higdons and the Jordan Adlers. When Jordan Adler was making, I remember the numbers when Jordan was making $50,000 a month, and that was a couple of years ago, so I'm sure he's making a lot more now. But at that time, he had an organization of tens of thousands of people, and he had personally sponsored about 200 of them. And when you looked at his numbers, it was about 2 a month on the average. He'd been in business for, several years. He was sponsoring an average of a couple people a month. So the point is, and if you think of, for example, let me just take many people on here are in the same organization. Let's take our pay plan. It's a binary plan. If you could bring in one person a month and help that person sponsor 2, and those people sponsor 2, etc. If you just do the arithmetic, you'll find out that in a few months, you'll have several hundred people in your organization. It doesn't take a long time to grow a substantial organization, as long as you are consistent bringing in the people. You don't have to bring in tens or hundreds yourself. You have to bring in a couple and then train them. And we're going to talk about training at some other time, but that's what you got to do. But to find those 2 people means you got to poke 20 or 30 or 40. You got to go out and poke people until you find the couple that you want. So that's all for the slides. Let's get rid of them. And let's go on out to Facebook. Let me find Facebook. So first off, here's my homepage on Facebook. And let's just go ahead and start to look at how we can find people. So let's look, for example, let's start with Success Magazine. So here we go on out to, now, by the way, I don't know who all's on here right now. I didn't see, I didn't take a stop to take a look at who's on. So if there are people here who aren't real familiar with Facebook, this is the search bar right there. And so let's go on out to Success Magazine as an example. Now, people that are on Success Magazine are generally people that are going to be interested in success. You would think they'd be interested in success. So let's take a look at some of the posts that are here. Learn to be happy with what you have while you pursue all that you want. Now, 5,500 people have liked that post. Now, you suppose in 5,500 people, there might be somebody that you might want to talk to. So I'm not going to propose that we go through all 5,500 people. And look, there's 27 comments. So depending on which trainer you're listening to, what you can do is go back. First off, you can make a comment. Learn to be happy with what you have while you pursue all that you want. Well, Josh, let's just make a comment there. Gratitude is the foundational skill for success. So what I'm doing, did I spell that right? Foundational. It looks like it's spelled right, but it's saying it isn't. I'm going to leave it alone. I think it's spelled right. So what I'm doing is just making a comment so that other people are going to get a notification that I made a comment. Now, I can start to look at some of these people that are here. Here's someone, Marissa Roybell. Let's take a look at Marissa. First off, let's just go ahead and like her comment. Now, she's going to get a notice that I liked her comment. Now, I do not want to add friends. We do not want to send friend requests. Repeat after me. We do not send friend requests. We want people to come to us. First off, if you send too many friend requests that go unanswered, Facebook can shut you down or throw you in jail. Remember, Facebook doesn't like friend requests. Let's just take a look at Marissa. I'm going to right-click her, open the link in a new tab. Let's see if she's somebody that we might want to be interested in a little bit more. Now, what are the things we're looking for? She's posted on June 26th. Now, she's not posting real actively, but it's not too long ago. If it was April or May, I just immediately go away because she's not posting. So she's got to post about surrounding herself with people that raise or lower our standards. Okay, that's an interesting post. I could go ahead and just like that post. Now she doesn't have her comments turned on, so that's a problem. And I can't tell where she lives. It's possible that she lives in another country. It may be that she lives in maybe she lives in Mexico. I don't know. So I'm not 100% sure that her and I are ever going to connect. But you know what? Just clicking the follow button is no big deal. I click the follow button, leave it at default, and see what comes back. Maybe she'll follow me back. Maybe she won't. If she follows me back, then I'll connect with her further. If she follows me, I will send her a message that says, "Gee, I see you followed me. Thanks for the follow." And I will ask her, where does she live or what does she do for a living? Depending on who or what she is, I'll initiate further conversation with her. If she doesn't follow me back, if she doesn't respond, then we're all done with her. That's it. We're finished. We're not going to go any further with her. Now, certain people who are on my list of trainers would teach you to go on down this list and just like absolutely everybody on the list. And I don't remember how many shares there were, but there were a lot of them. And the theory behind that is that I don't want to leave anybody out. Who knows? This guy might be the next really great guy, and I don't want to take the time to go check out their profiles. Personally, I like to go down, like to check out the profiles. So what I like to do is just see, can I follow this guy? You notice when I hover over him, it says I can add him as a friend. I can message him. I'm not interested because I can't follow him. It means I have to send him a friend request. We do not have any friends in common. Therefore, if I message him, it's probably going to his other box. He'll never see it. So basically, I'm wasting my time with him unless I choose to send a friend request. I don't. So we'll just keep on going. We'll find one more person that we can follow. Just scrolling down, hovering over their name, and see if the follow. There's somebody we can follow. So let's just take a look at him. Where's he at? What's he do? When was he on? He's in Ethiopia. The chances that I can do business with him in Ethiopia are not really particularly good, so I'm just going to pass him up. I already sent a like, I like his thing. So if he wants to get in touch with me, fine. Probably not going to go anywhere. Again, we're going to keep right on going. Here's somebody I can follow. She lives in the Philippines. I'll probably pass her up for now, and we just keep going, looking for people that we can follow. She lives in Ontario. Let's check Mina out. She looks like she could be interesting. There's Mina. So let's see. She was on Facebook. Well, she's been on within the last week. So that's a little bit less than I like to see them on a little bit more often than that. But all right. She lives in Ontario. She's followed by 136 people. So she certainly isn't a spammer. There's not much more I can do with her because I could go ahead and just say, okay, nice picture or something. Just she'll get a notice that I like your picture. There's not much more I can say about it. It's a nice picture. I can follow her, and then I can just leave her alone. Once again, we're not going to put in a friend request or do anything like that. If she doesn't respond back, we're all finished with her. That's all there is. Now, you will find that Success Magazine has a lot of people from all over the world, a lot of people that don't have their follow buttons turned on, so you can't follow them. Another interesting point here is that there's 5,500 likes. If you wanted to, if we wanted to, we could click on that, and it's going to bring up all the likes, and we can do exactly the same thing. We can start down and look for people that have their follow button engaged. And by the way, just because it doesn't say follow here doesn't mean they don't have their follow button. See, this girl has her follow button engaged, but it doesn't show it here. Now, she's got a name that I can barely pronounce, so I'm going to assume that she lives in I don't know. Let's just take a quick look. Is she somebody that could be potentially interesting? I don't know. Where does she live? I can't tell. Probably, I don't. Justice for Ann. Yeah, I'm gonna no. She's speaking another language. Nah, I don't speak. Whatever she's speaking, I don't speak. But here's the thing: we can just go on down, and we can find people. And again, this takes a little bit of time, but we're going to find people that are interested in success. Now, that may not be our best source of people. So let's go ahead on over and let's look at Tony Robbins. Now, Tony, I love Tony Robbins. I absolutely, the more I watch this guy, the more I am absolutely enthralled with him, and the more I'm learning from him. And I got to tell you, I really feel really bad about this in a way. Somebody handed me Unleash Your Power, or The Power Within You, or whatever the name of it was, probably 20, 25 years ago. I put it on my shelf in my garage. It collected dust till I sold it in a garage sale. I never picked it up, never looked at it. I guess I just wasn't ready for it at that time in my life, but boy, I wish I had done. All right, anyhow, Tony Robbins, here's Unleash the Power Within. 824 people have liked that. And here's some names we actually recognize too. So you can see Rick Lapine, for example, is there. And we can do exactly the same thing. We can start looking down people that have made comments. Now here's somebody interesting. We got a couple of mutual friends, 63 mutual friends. I don't know who she is, but I'm gonna go check her out. Now, what do we know about her? Well, we know she's got a bunch of mutual friends. We know she's making the world a better place. I like that. We know that she's been on Facebook within the last hour. Creamy turmeric chicken over greens. I'm going to make a comment. That recipe looks awesome. Now, she's going to get a notice that I commented on her post. I'm going to follow her for the same reasons we already said. So what do we know about her? We know that she's probably in the network marketing. That's a really good bet she's in network marketing because of look at the mutual friends. She may already be an MLSP. She may be in Asani. She may be in World Ventures. I don't know, but I don't know. Look, she's single. Maybe I should take a better look at her. You never know. Okay, let's not get that. Huh?
Hey, I know you can't see the chat screen, but Chris Shaw says that she knows who she is. She's in one of her blogging syndication groups.
Cool. Well, I don't know who she is. So, here's the point. If somebody like this pops up, great, Chris. If somebody like this pops up and you don't know who she is, go check her out. So, I can make a comment or two on her post here. And actually, creamy turmeric chicken over greens, top of that really does look like a good recipe. I might even ask her a question. Where did you get it? Because that's going to potentially prompt her to respond back to me. I'm following her. So I'm just going to find out who she is. Now, again, and Chris, since you already know her, and I can see, I think I saw that you were one of 39 mutual friends. Oops, no, stay on the page. What I do? I didn't send the post. Got to remember to send it. I mean, I can certainly look and see who all of her mutual friends are. But the thing is, if I'm sitting here in my kitchen, dining room, wherever I am doing this, and I come across somebody like this, I'm going to check her out. We know she's most likely into MLM. We know we've got mutual friends. I like her salad. I like everything, sort of everything about her page. Maybe the profile picture or the cover photo could be a little bit better, but it's all right. And she lives in the United States. She speaks English. She's interested in cooking. So that's an interesting point. So if she responded back to me, the next thing that I would do, if she followed me back or sent me a friend request, the next thing that I would do was I would zero in on the cooking. Hey, I see you want to make the world a better place and you're into cooking. What are your thoughts about organics? That would be the message that I would send back to her. And depending on what she said, then I'd say, hey, listen, I got a couple videos you gotta watch. Can I send you a link? And bingo. So that's how that conversation would go. So where did I find her? Right there. Okay. We can keep going and just looking for people, or like I said, we can also play the game of, 824 people have liked this. We can play the game of just looking at that list and We got Rick there, who I recognize immediately. He's a friend, but we can start down the list. And again, we got 842 people. You can spend an hour here. Cameron Alexander. Well, we got a mutual friend, Rich Scheniger. You know what's interesting about the lady that we just clicked on is because of all the mutual friends, I could have sent her a message right away. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go back and do that. Sandra. I'm going to go back. Right click, open in a new tab. I'm going to go back and send her a message. I'm just going to say, hey, Sandra, it looks like you are really into cooking some great looking recipes.
It looks like she already commented on your post too.
What's that?
It looks like she already commented on your post too.
Yes, she may have. But this is what I want to do next anyhow. Some great looking recipes. Are you also into organics? Just ask her. Just open the conversation. And bingo. And did she comment back here?
It looked like it. It popped up.
Huh. We'll figure that out in a little bit.
Okay.
Anyhow, there it is. And again, just opening this, we can now start. I'm sorry, I don't want to right click that. Let me just I'm going to get myself in trouble here. Let me be careful. I don't want that. All right, so here we have this other list. We got 840 people, so we can start down. We were looking at this Cameron, for example. Now, Cameron's got 106 followers. We got a mutual friend. Let's just for giggles check her out. One more person, then we'll travel on. Cameron. Oh, Dorothy Crockett. I recognize her. In fact, Dorothy and I have been having a conversation. We'll come back to that in a minute. So here's Cameron. I don't like this, but okay, maybe she needs some training. So I'm going to just take a look at that. At least she's got 9 pictures there, and they're all of animals. Maybe she needs a little training. I might try to coax her into a coaching program. But a dream written down with a date becomes a goal broken down into steps becomes a plan backed by action. Dream, okay. Oh, I love Dr. Seuss. Gotta love Dr. Seuss. Did I spell it correctly? Did I spell it correctly? Probably not. S-E-U-S-S. S-E-U-S-S. Okay. All right. Anyhow, make a comment. Again, since she has a mutual friend, maybe I'll just send her a quick message that says, "Hi, Cameron," because since we have a mutual friend, this will probably go to her. Just noticed you on Tony Robbins' page. Oh God, I need to type a little slower. I'm sorry, folks. If I'm going to do this in real time, I'm going to have to just slow down a little bit because my typing, well, let's just say it sucks. Let me just ask her if she attended the event. Did you attend the event in Dallas? Huh?
Nothing.
Are you laughing at my typing?
A little bit.
Dallas, yeah, okay. So we'll just ask her if she attended the event in Dallas. Leave it alone. See what comes back. So that's Cameron. Again, we can keep right on going, and just find some people to connect with, and I'll show you in a few minutes that this stuff actually does work. That's Tony Robbins. Now let's look at people Now, we know Tony Robbins is really interested in the success and interested in other things, but let's take a look at Eric Worre. Here's Eric's page. Same thing. We're going to look at, and now Eric Worre doesn't get a lot of comments sometimes, but here he's got 8 comments. Now, what do we know about Eric Worre? Anyone who's on Eric Worre page is probably into MLM. They're not going to look at you and say, is this one of them their pyramid schemes? I got that the other night, by the way, from somebody. And I told them, no, pyramid schemes are illegal. We don't do pyramid schemes. But here we can do the same thing. We can just start looking for people and say, okay, here's a guy, Travis Flaherty. Let's look at Travis. Let's check him out. We know he's into MLM. He likes Tony Robbins. He's got some mutual friends. Looks like Bert, 10 mutual friends. Chris, do you know him too? Chris knows a lot of people. Well, I don't see you as a mutual friend, Chris. Now that is, I don't particularly like that for a cover photo. I would like go, Travis. I mean, nude baby pictures. It's not that I'm a prude. It's that it's not appropriate. But I'm not going to tell him that here. What would I do with him? You know what? He's a tough one, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't really don't like that cover photo. But maybe I'll just go ahead and like this comment because I agree with what he says. He doesn't have his comments turned on, so I can't comment back. At least he's got a pretty nice family photo there. I'll just follow him. I'm not going to message him. I can't find anything that I really want to message him about. All right. What the hell? Hey, Travis. Great looking family in your cover photo. So we're just going to we'll leave him alone at that and see if anything comes back from it. I could spend a little more time on him. I'm not going to tonight. So that's Travis. So we're doing the same thing. We also have noticed that 16 people, including Eric's wife, have liked this. We can take a look at the likes list and we can see if some of them are friends that we might want to go down. Now, I'm already following Marina. We might want to go down the list and just once again look at some of these. There's Travis. We just did. We could go down and look at some of them and see. President Toby and Layla Black, coaching an entrepreneur. I'm going to check her out. This will be the last one we do here. Layla Black. Let's see what country she lives in. She's an entrepreneur. She lives in Ontario. It looks like she goes to events, and she's got some mutual friends. And looks like she had a birthday recently. It's got comments turned off. That's not so particularly good. Well, there's nothing wrong with just doing a follow and not spending any more time with her. So again, she may come back or she may not. So that was that. I wanted to show you that. I wanted to go one more, take you out to Ray Higdon. Now, once again, depending on what you are trying to accomplish, depending on what MLM you might be in, you can go out and take a look at, that's not the one, that's not the page I want. Oh, the reason this is I spelled it wrong. Okay, Ray Higdon. Yeah. Ray's always got nice pictures. I love Ray. This guy, he's just a first-class act. So we can always go out to Ray. 64 people have liked this video that he did today, and this is a list with 64 people. This is a list that I just might spend a little time. I've got a couple friends here. We might just go down and just as we've done, take a look at some of these people and just make a decision. Do we want to follow them? Yes or no? Let's just grab Vicky, for example. Right-click, open the link, and this will probably be the last one we do, and then we're going to come back. So she's clearly in an MLM. and we have mutual friends. Now the question for her would be, is she happy with her MLM? How's she doing? So I might want to, 11 expenses to cover your budget today. I can't comment on it. I don't like that. But for the sake of just completing this, we'll just go ahead and hit her a follow. And let's just hit her with a message. The message would be, hey, Vicky. Hey, Vicky. It looks like you are in an MLM. I would love to hear about your business. Now, it looks like you are in an MLM. I would love to hear about your business. Okay, so what am I doing here? I'm opening the conversation. I'm inviting her to come tell me about her business. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for, maybe I'll add that I saw you on Ray Higdon's page. I love Ray. It looks like you're in an MLM. I'd love to hear about your business. So what am I doing? I'm telling her where I saw her. So she's getting a message that says, oh, this guy, he looked at me, he saw me on Ray Higdon's page. Okay, I love Ray. All right, I'm telling her I like Ray. I'm acknowledging that I see that she looks like she's an MLM. I'm telling her, I'm opening my door for her to tell me about her business. And what am I looking for? Is she happy with her business? Did she get, is her upline supporting her? Does she like her products? What am I looking for? I'm looking for an opening. I better push send. I'm looking, yeah.
Oh, I was going to tell you before you hit send, I have a question for you.
Yeah?
Well, so I saw that you spelled her name wrong, and I'm not bringing that up
to
fault you.
Oops. Sorry, Vicky.
But I have a question about that. I want your opinion about something.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my question is, I saw some network marketers that do this, and whether they do it on purpose, I don't know. But so one of the friends that I have, who is not a network marketer, saw somebody post something yesterday, and the post, there was something in it. It was poses instead of possess. And I wonder if that person spelled it wrong, if it was just an error. But what happened was, this woman who wasn't even in an MLM, she's just a friend of mine, she sent that post to every single person. You know, she commented it on her page and she shared it. And she actually gave him exposure.
Well,
so, I mean, what do you think about that? What's your opinion about doing that?
Yeah, hang on for a minute. Let me. I'm trying to get back.
There you go. Oh.
I'm trying back to the hangout for just a minute.
Okay.
This is my personal opinion.
Okay.
I hate misspellings, and I hate bad grammar. Now, unfortunately, sometimes I misspell things like I did there because I didn't proofread it carefully enough, and I hit the send button.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to do a lot of editing on my posts. I hit the send button or a post button, and then I go back and I edit it because I find the spelling errors after I posted it. And it's not that I can't spell, it's that I can't type. I do not intentionally send something out that is misspelled. On the other hand, I have made the mistake of sending something out with a spelling error in it and having it on pretty broad distribution before I realized I had a spelling mistake. So I've been guilty of that. Now, there's a tremendous number of people out there that do not understand the English language. The words two, and two, three different spellings, get confused all the time. There and there are misused all the time. Where and where are misused all the time. There's people that misuse the English language. I'd like to take a sledgehammer to them and put them in an English course. So you asked for my opinion. I would not intentionally send misspellings out.
Okay.
Yeah. And Chris, I understand Tony and Ray are used a lot. I'm using them as examples. I'm not saying that those are absolutely the best people to use, depending on what it is you're trying to do. Tony, Chris, do you want to come over and talk? Seems that you seem to have a lot to say here tonight. Who are we? What? I don't understand.
Yeah, these some of these were like on your way.
Yeah. As
you were doing your post, like Rick said, Layla, you were on Facebook looking at her, and he said that she's an MLSP and Empower Network.
Okay.
And then the one woman, she said, no, I think you're just giving her false hope by noticing that she was already in an MLM.
Yeah.
And then Larry just said if it was him, he would have spelled it wrong. He would have just left it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back to the screen share again and wrap this up for tonight in the next few minutes. And so, presenting to anyone, back to Facebook. So, the other place that I want to show you tonight, and we're going to run out of time here, but I'll just show you, and I've shown you this, many of you this before, Organic Lifestyle Magazine. If you go out, you can do the same exact thing in Organic Lifestyle Magazine. Now, oops, what the hell is that? I don't want that. Can you still see this? Organic Lifestyle Magazine. You're going to find a lot of people here. I mean, they're scattered all over the world. Many of them don't have their follow buttons or anything turned on, so there's not much you can do with them. But there's a lot of people out here that are interested in organic. So this is another place to go look. So these are some ideas. Now, for example, when I used Ray Higdon, you can use anybody who's in network marketing. Eric Worre, same thing. Use anybody who's in network marketing. But it's not in the comment like they're used a lot. They are, but there's a lot of people out there that I don't know, and I'm trying to connect the people that I don't know that are in the business. So that's what I'm interested in, and the fact that they're used by a lot of people doesn't mean that they're not useful, and it isn't possible to find people to connect to. So, having said all that, the next thing we want to do, let's go home. Check your news feed a couple times a day. Look at who's making comments and things in your news feed. So, for example, Vicki White has a certificate of achievement. What did she achieve? She's an approved provider of something, acupressure. Well, first off, let me congratulate her. And then let's see, 16 other people have liked her post. Now, most of these are going to be friends, but look at this. I have a friend request that I haven't even responded to, and then I have some people that I could add as friends. What I want to do is the same thing. I want to look for people that I can potentially follow rather than simply add them as friends. Now, in the case of Vicki, or in the case of Maria, let me go back to Maria because I have to respond to her friend request. Maria, love and beauty. She's falling in love with yourself first doesn't make you vain or selfish, it makes you indestructible. Okay. You know what I'm going to do with her? I'm going to, because I don't see enough here for me to want to comment on. So I'm going to go back. Now you're going to see one of my other things here. I have some things that are pre-written.
Chris says, hey Len, Chris says Vicki White's an Asante.
Yes. I was just congratulating her on her I was just congratulating her on her certificate. With Maria here, what I'm going to do, I don't know enough about her yet, so I'm just going to say, hey, this is a pre-written message. Hey, Maria, we'll try to spell her name correctly. Thanks for the friend request. It's great to connect with you. Some of you have seen this message or something similar to it before. It's great to connect with you. As a way to connect further, I publish a marketing newsletter which has all my contact information, which I share tips and tricks for how to generate leads and sales online. If this appeals, I'd like to shoot it over to you. I'd be sending a free copy of my latest ebook, etc. What's your best email address? So what I'm going to do with her is I'm just going to see if I can get her email address and add her to my email list, see if she responds back now that I've accepted her friend request. And if she does, fine. If she doesn't, that's fine too. So now that we're into our let me get rid of Maria. We're into our personal, our homepage. We do the same thing. We go look for people that we want to connect to, and we can start to follow them, and then and see what they're all about, and see if they'll respond back. So here's Debbie Lynn. I just hit follow. I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to right click and go open her up. But I think you've seen enough of that, and it's already 10 to 6. So you've seen enough of going out and just looking at the person. That's a turn off.
I like how you worded your last message to get her to be on your friend request for your list. I'm sorry.
Yeah. She likes opera. I'm not sure her and I have a hell of a lot in common, but I already hit the follow button, so I'll just leave it alone. Okay, so again, running down our news feed and looking for people that are in our own news feed on our page. And there's a couple people that I saw earlier today that I probably should have just responded to right away, and I didn't. I saved them for tonight, and now I suspect that they've gotten way too far down for me to find them right now. So let me just leave the news feed alone. Now, many of you know this, but let me remind you, back to my home page. We are on the home page. Oops, did I not send something? Well, I'll just go ahead and leave the page because I don't want to take the time right now. Don't forget the birthdays. We got Sue Green and 3 other people having birthdays today. This is their special day, and I don't always use the pre-written one, but I do have a pre-written one that saves me from having to type, and it just goes. And what we do is we message her. So she's obviously a friend. Her birthday's showing up. We send Sue a message. Now we're not going to do anything other than wish her happy birthday, and we're going to end with a question: any special plans? Almost everybody replies back to the question, any special plans? And that gives us an opening to go back and say, hey, we haven't talked in a while. How are you doing? And it's her birthday. I'm not going to solicit her. I'm hoping that she has something fun to do. On the other hand, I will admit that occasionally I have solicited somebody on their birthday. They wrote me back and told me they were just sitting home and they were bored and or something. And I said, hey, I got something that might interest you, and I'll send it off to them. Let me just go ahead and finish these now that I've started them. This will only take me a second, because if I don't finish them, I'll forget where I was, and I will never get back to them, and I will miss them. And I don't like to miss the birthdays. And T-O-I, did I spell his name correctly? A-N-T-O-I-N-E, yes, I did. And Michelle. I just want to go here, Michelle. Michelle, M-I-C-H-I-L-L-E. Oops, M-I-C-H-E-L-L-E. Okay, Michelle. Okay, now, next, close them out. Now, Messages. Right click, open in a new tab. This was, never mind, sorry about that. Click on the messages and click on see all and bring them over. Now we've already done some of these, and obviously I'm not going there's a lot of messages here. I'm not going to go through them all. But as we start down through the messages, we're going to begin to see things. People that have we're going to see people that have commented back to me. And let me show you. Okay, here's Sarah. Let me bring up Sarah. I've been talking to Sarah for several days. She had a post on her timeline that one of her hobbies was going to the bathroom in private. She's got 4 kids, and I commented back to that she said she had 5 kids. And then I said, "Oh, I believe that. I raised 2 kids," and I thought that I sent her a follow-on. Oh, okay. No, I was waiting to see if she replied back to this. So anyhow, so I've got a conversation going with Sarah. Let's go back. Let's go down to Scott. You open Scott. Scott plays music, and so I just sent him a question. What instrument do you play? So that conversation. I'm assuming he's going to answer me back. Anna Karen, I don't know who she is, but she sent me a voicemail, which I have to go look at. Jeffrey was a conversation that opened several days ago. Hey, Jeffrey, he sent a friend request. I responded to it. He actually sent me, he actually did not send me his email address, but he did solicit me on his business. I responded back about his business, and then I asked him if he would be willing to take a look at mine. Can I send you a video about toxins? So he's got the Toxic Talk videos now, and you can see that was yesterday. So I just sent those to him, and now I need to go back and follow up with him. If I keep going down through my messages, I will be able to show you that there are several people here that I have in the queue right now. And when I put them in my queue, we'll do one more thing here, and then we'll close this up for today. When I put them in my queue, I do have a sheet. Once they go into my queue, I have a Facebook follow-up sheet, which I showed you a little bit ago, and I keep them in here. So when I get permission from them to send them the video, I put the date that the video has gone out to them, and then I have follow-ups. So this is my 3rd contact sheet here, and if you go back and look at earlier ones, you'll see follow-ups on them, and you'll see red marks are people that have said no, and green marks, if I have any on here, green marks are people, that have joined, for example, and then I have the follow-ups, follow-up 1, 2, and 3. Did I get them on an Organic Blitz call? Did I get them on a webinar? So these are people that I've added pretty recently, and I haven't followed up with. I need to follow up with these guys and need to get that done pretty quick. So we're following up with them. And finally, hopefully I haven't closed this out. The final thing is to go to your fan pages and do the same exact thing. Go down through the fan pages and look for people that have responded. I want to come down for a couple minutes and show you a couple down here. And we're going to wrap this up. So here's these videos that I put out. 434 people reached and 114 views, and we got some likes and some comments here. Now I'm going to show you. I was going to do exactly the same thing, but Dorothy hasn't liked my fan page, so I'm going to invite her to like my page. And Rosanna hasn't liked my page, so I'm going to invite her to like my page. I actually am not connected to Rosanna. She's not a friend, although we have mutual friends. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing with her. I'm going to go over to her page, look for something that I like about her, send her a message, and follow her. And let's just do that real quick. And then we're going to this will be a wrap for today. So I'm going to follow her. We got a couple mutual friends, including Chris. Chris can tell me who she is, I'm sure, but I don't know who she is. So I'm just going to go ahead, like this, and we're following her. I could message her, but I won't in the interest of time right now because, well, because it's getting to be time to stop the screen share. Okay. So somebody left. Bill left. Okay, that's fine. So I was hoping we had a few more people on here that didn't know as much as the people that are here. I know Chris knows a lot of this, if not all of it. Larry, you've been through a lot of it before. Is there value for you folks in what we did tonight? Chris, Larry, and what I hope to do is go on. I mean, every week I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to go back through and help people, get them started, and show them what to do, and hopefully going to build people that are beginning to build their organizations. So what do you folks think? Larry, thank you. And Rick, okay, cool. And Chris, you still there, my friend? So let's go ahead and wrap it up for today. If you are bringing people into your organization, everyone's welcome. This is an open group right now. Everyone is welcome to come, and we will help people begin to figure out how to get their teams built. So what I would really like you to do, remember the homework assignment, what I would really like you to do is put some of this into practice. Go try it out and see what happens. See if you get some replies back, and see if you get some conversations going, and maybe even get some people into the funnel. Okay? And we'll talk next week.
Hey, Larry.
Yes.
Quick question. Are you going to put your document out there, your follower document, in one of the pages?
Yeah, I will put it in, the Asante group is a private group, so let me put it up in the Lunch with Len group, okay? Because everyone here is in the Lunch with Len group, and that's an open group. Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
I'll put it there right now. By the way, I'm gonna stop the broadcast. Stay with me for just a second, okay, Laura? So okay. Everybody, you have a wonderful evening. I hope you got value, and we'll talk next week. We do have a special guest on Lunch with Len on Thursday, so I hope you'll be there, and we'll talk again. Bye for now.